Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Digitally Fit and Fabulous back in the kitchen. Here we go doing cornbread for the dressing. Matter of fact, let me get it out of the oven. Look at that. Got that all ready to let that cool down. So next on the menu is going to be the cranberry sauce. So what I've done is I've gotten a bag of cranberries in the saucepan. I've gotten orange zest, lime zest, and the juice of the orange going in here also. So I've already squeezed that in here. And then we'll put it on to cook, and we'll add in a cinnamon stick and 1 cup of sugar. Well, a cup and a half of sugar. Let me get my measuring cup. All right, back with that. Let's go ahead and get this in. 1 cup of sugar. And go back for a half. Oh, I forgot to put in the lime juice. I put the zest in, but I didn't put in the lime juice. So let me get my squeezer. So let's go ahead and get that lime juice in. Get that squeezed in here. And it's a total of 2 limes. 2 limes, 2 oranges. And you can also add in a cinnamon stick, or you can use ground cinnamon. Last lime. Ooh, big one. There we go. All right, so we got that in. We're gonna go ahead and put that on the stove. We'll get it turned on, and we'll go ahead and cook that down, and then we'll come back with our next item that we'll go ahead and prep. Hey there, so now we've got our cranberry sauce where we want it. As you can see, cranberries have burst very nicely, and all we'll have to do is pull the cinnamon stick out of it, and then I'll add horseradish in here to give it a little kick. That's the secret ingredient. Also, we're doing the brownie pecan cheesecake. Excuse me, not pecan cheesecake, but brownie pecan. So I've got a brownie base that I've already baked. You can use a box mix. I made this one from scratch, very simple recipe. And now all we need to do is add in our pecan topping. And so instead of using the Karo syrup, this used maple syrup. It used 4 tablespoons of butter because this particular recipe I doubled. And then a pinch of salt and vanilla. So we're going to pour that over the brownie topping very carefully. Everything poured out. And brown sugar also was in this. So it was brown sugar, maple syrup, vanilla, and salt to help balance the sweetness. Now we poured that topping over that brownie filling, so I'll show that to you guys again. And now we're going to put it in the oven for 25 minutes and let it go ahead and cook. So let me pop that in the oven, and then we'll move on to our next order of business for Turkey Day. Okay guys, so I'm just pulling the brownie pecan pie out. Let me show you guys what it looks like. I think that turned out marvelous. So now we're going to be working on our sweet potato pie, which I have 2 cups of sweet potatoes in the mixer. I put in half a teaspoon of nutmeg, half a teaspoon of allspice, half a teaspoon of cinnamon. You got 1 cup, excuse me, 2/3 cup brown sugar, 2/3 cup of white granulated. You got 4 tablespoons of butter I'm adding in here. And I'm just gonna crack my eggs and get them in here and get them to mix. And we got 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. So let's get these eggs in here. Okay. Go ahead and wash my hands right quick. And we'll get this mix in, and then we'll add in some heavy cream. Or you can add in half and half, room temperature eggs, room temperature cream. So whatever your liking is, half and half or heavy cream, that's what you can add in. So get that, mix it up. And also I left out 1 tablespoon, excuse me, of flour, or you can use cream of tartar. It just helps your pie set up. So let's kick the speed up a little bit. And yes, it does smell good. You smell all the flavors in here. Let me move you guys around just a tad bit. Okay. And I like to get in with the spatula and get the sides straight down. Matter of fact, we'll just turn her off completely. Lift it up and scrape down the sides. So desserts are coming together really quick, which is good. Don't want to spend a lot of time, you know, in the kitchen on desserts. I like to know what I'm doing, getting it done. So I went down my list. We've knocked out getting the turkey seasoned last night. We've done the cornbread today for the dressing for tomorrow. We've got 1 dessert done. We have another brownie pecan pie dessert in the oven. It'll be coming out in just a few minutes. We've done cranberry sauce. All right, let's just go ahead and turn this off and check our filling, see how it's looking. All right. That's fabulous. With the sweet potatoes, you could roast them in the oven and then mash them and then put them in your mixer. You could steam them and do it's just whatever your preference is. So I'm going to go ahead and get this off. Show you guys that mix. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to get it into our pie crust over here. And this yields just 1 pie, 1 deep dish shell pie. Get that all scraped out. And it's going to go in the oven on 350, and it's going to bake for 40 to 50 minutes until it's set. And that looks really good. So I'd say I'm coming along pretty well. We'll be on to our next deal after this. All right, guys, so we're back, and I got my dough laid out. This is going to be for sweet potato donuts. So I'm going to get it rolled out, and then I'll cut the donuts out. And then it's just going to have a simple glaze over them. So you just want to roll that dough out. And once we get it rolled out, we'll let it set for at least an hour. And then we'll begin to fry them up. Nice little trim. And then get your dough rolled out. And almost done it. I don't have a donut cutter, so I make do, and it comes out perfect. Anyways, so I just simply take a little bit of flour, set it to the side, get it around the rim of my jar, and just go in on the dough. Make sure you cut them out good. If you have a donut cutter, that's even better. But again, I don't. I'm not gonna worry about spending that to get one. Just going to continue to cut these donuts out, and we'll get them on a separate tray to let them rise. And again, these are sweet potatoes donuts. So with that being said, you can either right now fry them up like this, or you can go in and I just simply take my finger, go in, make a hole, and you have a donut. And I'll just continue to do that. Get these all on my pan, and again, just go in, make a hole, and you have a donut. And we're going to continue to make those until we get them all on a pan and we set them up to rise. And the rising probably takes anywhere from about 30 minutes to an hour. So we'll come back when they're rise and we're ready to fry. All right, guys, so we're doing the ooey gooey cinnamon roll cake. So 1 box of yellow cake mix with an egg, and you put in vanilla, and you put in a 1/2 cup of butter. And that's going to be your base. So we got that all pressed down in a 9 by 8 baking pan. Now we're working on the filling. 1 ounce of cream cheese. 1 ounce. 8 ounces of cream cheese. So let's go ahead and mix in the eggs. We got the cream cheese in here, good and fluffy. The eggs in. Wash my hands. And we'll go ahead and get that mixing again, and then we'll go in with 2 cups of powdered sugar. I'll go ahead and get my powdered sugar together so we can get that in there. That mixes up. And that's going to be 2 cups of powdered sugar, whatever you choose to use your brand. Alright, so again, I always like to scrape down the sides of the bowl so that everything can be incorporated in it really well, instead of just whatever's there in the middle. I want everything to be incorporated. So I'm going to actually let this mix again, and then we'll add in the powdered sugar. Put that back down and let that mix again. And sorry, the throat is a little bit scratchy. Sinuses decided to act up, and it's been draining pretty awful. I don't feel bad, it's just the throat is kind of scratchy and I sound kind of clogged up, but nevertheless, getting Thanksgiving done. Okay, so we got that mixed in. And yet and still, here we have the one lonely piece of cream cheese. It is how he made it through without being incorporated is just a miracle. Get down, being stubborn. So let me run that one more time so we can get it all in, as I said. up the powdered sugar. Just gonna mix in some at a time instead of trying to put it all in and getting the white cloud. You have to start off slow with the powdered sugar because we don't want it slinging all over the place. Pick up the speed a little bit on that. Really mixed in. I can remember when I was growing up, my mother always did cooking the day before Thanksgiving, and we'd sit there and watch her whip out all kind of desserts. Coconut cake was my dad's favorite. My oldest sister loved the German chocolate cake. I myself do not like coconut, period. Drink coconut water, but don't like coconut. And I love chocolate cake. And then my sister liked apple pie, my younger sister. So, and my dad, he was just a sweets fanatic, so it didn't matter. He was going to eat whatever and stuff. But that made it. It always made it, you know, to see my mom get in there and cook and just celebrate the holidays. The holidays have always been special because we grew up with that memory, especially Christmas. We always gathered together. Now, of course, this day and age, you can't get anybody to gather together, and it's just all kind of stuff. You know, I pray one day folks will get it together before we all die and leave this world. But until then, I do what I do and continue to move on because God is still good at the end of the day. And I love the traditions that my parents have passed down. Let me scrape this down while I'm rambling on. My spatula, get in there and scrape this down. So what we're going to do next is go ahead and add in our seasoning. So we're going to go in with cinnamon, and that's going to be two tablespoons of cinnamon. So yeah, because this is cinnamon roll ooey gooey cake. So yes, that's, I know you might be saying that's a lot, but remember, cinnamon roll ooey gooey cake. So we dry out that really well. And we get our cinnamon in, and then we'll put in just a little, about a half a teaspoon of nutmeg will go in. Cinnamon is in. And then, as I said, just a half a teaspoon of nutmeg, so just gonna put that in there. Get that mixed up. And then, of course, you know, we're going to come in with another scrape. Oh, and vanilla. And that's going to be like a teaspoon. Of course, I love vanilla, so I don't really measure with that. So call the measuring police on me because I don't measure with that. Okay, let's go ahead and scrape it down again. Get all of that off your spatula. And we're going to let it go one more time. One more time, and then we'll be ready to pour it up in our pan. All right, so we got the ooey gooey cinnamon roll cake in our oven. Now we're going to go ahead and get started on these sweet potato donuts. They're nice and proof, so I'll let you guys see. So we're going to go ahead and get those cooking up here. Just gently dropping them in our oil. And I don't use oil a whole lot, so like get them in and fry them. I'm not doing deep fry oil, kind of like a shallow fry. So we'll go ahead and let those fry up. and then we'll flip them, and then I have a screen set up on the table so that I can go ahead and let them drain. You don't want them to be fully oily and greasy and stuff, so that's why I don't do deep frying very rarely. So starting to brown up. That one actually can stay over a little bit. All right. And just let them brown. Little hole tried to close up, but nonetheless, they shall still be good. Let me grab another plate out and we'll continue to fry these donuts up. Hey guys, just coming back to show you the ooey gooey cinnamon roll. Turned out perfectly. And of course the sweet potato. And then, you know, we had the donuts. So we'll see you back here tomorrow as we finish up Thanksgiving Day.